Hello and welcome to HMS Tech Talks. There's no doubt that renewable energy sources are the way of the future, and we see a lot of investments going from fossil fuels into sources like wind and solar energy. The problem with these sources, though, is that they are not always available. And the solution to this problem just might be battery energy storage systems, or BESS. At HMS, we see a lot of interest in these solutions, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's Tech Talk. And we have Alexander Hess from our Ixxat business unit with us to discuss that today. Welcome, Alex.
Good to be here.
Take us into the world of battery energy storage systems. Why does HMS consider this to be such an important technology going forward?
So we think if you look what's ongoing globally, so we have global warming, CO2 emissions are racing up, and we have the Paris Agreement where we all agree that we want to reduce CO2 emissions, and therefore renewable energy becomes more and more important. So wind, solar, and also hydrogen plants. And with all this, you have not a stable network anymore. So you get instability, and therefore you need systems to just stabilize this kind of energy. And there a BESS or BESS would be a good choice.
Right. So if we look into one of these systems, what do they look like? If we look at the batteries first, is it new batteries, or used batteries, or what are the batteries usually used?
So both. So on the one side we have new batteries. So also a lot of plants are now built up to generate new batteries. So I would say the majority are new batteries, but for sure there's a huge demand coming from, or a lot of cars are running now with electrical cars with batteries, and there's a huge market also for second life batteries, so reuse of the automotive batteries as well.
Right. So if we look at how these systems are built, how do you build a battery energy storage system?
So it starts from, let's say, a small battery. You put them together, you have a battery cell, you put the cells together, you get a battery pack, and then you put the packs together, you get a BESS system. So it really starts from small up to, let's say, a container, and then from the container up to a whole soccer field, for example, where you can build up a BESS system.
Right. And with all these small units inside a system, I guess communication is extremely important to get this to work. And CAN is the methodology of choice when it comes to communication. Why is CAN such the preferred choice for this type of a system?
Yeah, so if you look into this battery market, or let's say where it's used, then the first usage was mainly driven by the automotive industry. And in automotive, CAN, it's a well-known technology and used in the cars. And so that was the choice, let's say, from the automotive industry to use this protocol, as it's very stable and cheap. And so all the stationary, let's say, system integrators, they just follow what was decided during that time.
Right. If we look at the players here, who are offering these types of solutions?
So there are three different, let's say, kind of players. You have for example, like Tesla, players like Tesla, they cover the whole value chain. So from the battery up to a BESS system. And then you have system integrators, big system integrators like Siemens, for example. They buy batteries from the market, for example, in Asia, from Samsung or Samsung SDI, and build up a whole BESS system. And then you have other system integrators, they use the second life batteries from the automotive industry.
Right, so different players within this field as well. Yeah. What are the challenges that these players face? What types of communication challenges do they need to solve?
So one challenge they face, they already figured out in 1998 when KERS was introduced into the Formula One, where you have these hybrid cars and recharging of the battery. And they had some issues with EMC, for example, so that the boards were just not working anymore. And during that time, we also supported, and we still support the Formula One with our products to make tests to get rid of these EMC issues. And this kind of EMC issues you still have if you build up a battery system.
CAN is, of course, a long heritage within ICSAT and HMS. But what are the other solutions that we offer for battery energy storage systems, both internally and also externally?
So if you look into a container, for example, we have on the one side, as you said, CAN. So we offer a lot of products around CAN. So there are CAN repeaters, bridges to get rid of this EMC issues, or also help to set up the topology and also the distance between the battery packs. So that's not so easy with a CAN network. Then in the container you have also fire detection. So you can read very often that cars are burning, and if a BESS system will burn, that's even bigger.
Big problem, yeah.
So fire detection is a point, and then air conditioning it's into such a container to just have a stable temperature. And then to the outside you need a gateway to connect to the grid, and there we offer gateways where we support, for example, OPC-UA, MQTT, or also IEC 61850. So I would say we have a real nice package around the communication. So everything what's needed, we can help the customer.
Right, because communication is key to these systems. Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. Alex, thanks a lot for being in HMS Tech Talks.
Thank you.